Welcome back. This morning, we are welcoming the state's newly named Chief Public Defender to the program. Tashun Bowden-Lewis started her new position on July 1st. She joins me here in Studio A. Tashun, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about with you in getting this job. The first black female to be in this position, a big deal, leading a big group of attorneys and staff. But I just want to start with this. Can you just explain public defenders? Who do they serve? What kind of cases? How do you qualify? Tell us about the work that your office does.
Sure, gladly. So we represent those who are indigent, those who are poor and cannot afford to hire a private attorney on their own. And we cover the gamut in terms of cases, criminal cases. So we handle over 100,000 cases every year. Criminal cases, juvenile cases, delinquency defense, family support matters, child protection. All that falls under our umbrella. And in order to qualify, you just pretty much, again, if you are under certain guidelines, we have guidelines in terms of income, and that deals with like how many children you may have, you know, what your weekly income is going to be. If you actually fit those guidelines, then you will be able to have us as your attorney to represent you.
And I know from a lot of years covering the courts here for Channel 3, it can be a lot of work for those public defenders, certainly in the GA, the lower level criminal courts. Big caseload, hustling, but generally people who kind of believe in the mission. It's a little bit of a calling, is that fair?
Definitely. It truly is a calling. And even though there may be a lot of cases, we all really truly represent our clients, we care about our clients, and of course there's always room for improvement, whether it's the lower court, the GA, or the higher courts. But yes, we are client-centered, and we are all about doing the best we can, because we're experts in the field for criminal defense.
I want to talk to you a little bit about you now. You grew up in Norwalk.
Yes.
You went to Georgetown undergrad, Quinnipiac for law school, but I thought this was interesting, reading a couple articles about your appointment. When you were a child, you said you wanted to be a public defender?
Yes.
And that's a wonderful thing considering your job, but that's a crazy thing for a kid to say. How did you come up with that?
I was always raised to help other people. That's how I was brought up. My mother, my grandmother raised me. And so I always knew that public defenders always help people who weren't able to necessarily afford other things or other types of attorneys. So I knew at a very young age I wanted to do that specifically because that's what we do.
And then you get to do it.
Yes.
You've tried a ton of cases.
Yes.
You've appeared in mostly in New Haven and Waterbury, right?
That's correct. Yes.
And you've appeared before, you know, and represented tons and tons, probably too many to count, criminal defendants.
Yes.
What was the experience like? Explain what that job is like when you're there, because in a lot of those cases, and some of them obviously are going to be smaller charges, and some I'm sure are big charges.
Yes.
But that person's counting on you. It's got to be a tough job.
It's tough, but it's rewarding. You know, even when things don't happen the way people want them to happen, our clients, we are invested in our clients, doing what we can to represent them, because we're about protecting their constitutional rights. You know, we're about safeguarding those kinds of things. And we're about their civil rights and wells too. We want to be able to help people on all levels. And so it's rewarding, it's challenging, it's amazing, and it is very fulfilling. I have a passion for it, so do my other employees. We love what we do, and we're honored to be able to represent our clients in this capacity.
Tell me a little bit about your vision is it about 400 staff you oversee now?
Yes, over that, yes.
And what's your vision now for the public defender services in Connecticut?
It's threefold. So actually recruitment and retention, to diversify on every level, whether it be support staff, investigators, social workers, clerical staff, as well as attorneys. Also rebranding, rebuilding our division, because we are focusing now on community engagement, making sure that our clients understand that we are truly client-centered and that it's not just about meeting us in the four walls of a courtroom. So we're going to be going into communities and actually talking to people, having a chance to disseminate information about know your rights and give them a chance to talk to us, see who we are. And then finally, revitalization of the people who we have in our agency right now, new hires and those seasons, to make sure they know they're appreciated, and they're valued, and that we really, really support what they do.
We had the relatively new chief state's attorney on a couple months ago, Patrick Griffin, and he said that one of the biggest challenges for him was retention, that there was senior people who were kind of at the end of their career and they were ready to retire, and he's like, that's great, but you lose a lot of experience when that happens. Are you seeing the same thing on the public defender side?
Definitely. There's been a mass exodus, obviously, retirements, but we have a great team. We have a great training department. We have a great HR department. We are fully equipped to be able to bring our new hires to the next level and to make sure they are trained and ready to do what we need to do in court for our clients.
You mentioned it in your vision for moving forward, but a big part of your career has been community engagement.
Yes.
Why is that important to you?
That's what it's about. Our clients and their families. We have to be able to let everyone see that it's not us and them, but it's all of us together. We're here to support and help and represent them and to be zealous advocates. So our clients are humans, they're people, they're individuals. And we want them to know that we see them and that we hear them. So.
A lot of the people who need public defender services probably, they know that one lawyer, right? That's their connection to your agency, is that person
Yes.
who stands to their right in court.
Yes.
And when I introduced you, I said you were the first Black woman to have this job. Do you think it matters to the customers, the clients, that you've broken that barrier? Is that a big deal to them? Is it a big deal to you?
Well, it's huge because I'm not only the first Black female, but the Black person first. You know, that's a huge thing as well. And so, yes, representation does matter. And so to see me in this capacity as the chief, you know, that, which is an honor for me, for those coming behind me, for them to say, you know, Tashawn did it, I can do it too. You know what I mean? That's so, so important to be a Black woman at this time, in this stage in life, and to be able to help in this capacity. It's everything.
I think probably most of our viewers on this Sunday morning, the most they know about criminal court is what they see on the news. They
Yeah.
see coverage of an arraignment or a trial.
Yeah.
If they think about public defenders, we only have about 30 seconds left.
Sure.
What do you just want them to know about the men and women who work for you?
We are invested in them, we truly care about them, and that we are experts in what we do, which is criminal defense.
And you will get no more trial experience anywhere than in the public defender's office. Is that, if you want to be a trial lawyer, that's maybe the move.
Exactly, precisely.
All right, and just as we wrap it up,
Sure.
give me a hint of something big that's coming down the pike. Anything you're working on?
Just making sure that we are out in our communities. That's coming up probably the next year. We're going to see us. You'll see me. Come talk to me. I have so much to talk about and to tell you about, and help encourage you to see that we are for you.
All right. Well, we'll be following up on that. Maybe we'll have you back.
Thank you.
Tashawn Bowden-Lewis, we appreciate you being with us, the new Chief Public Defender for the state of Connecticut. Thanks for being here on CT22.
Thank you.